Hi everybody, my name is Ottels and welcome back to Fire Emblem S Support. Happy Pride Month. My channel is an absolute safe space for anyone and everyone, so I hope you feel safe here. In celebration, I decided to take a look at one of my favorite ships of all time, Leo and Takumi. This video will be divided into sections, first analyzing the supports, then their presence in the fandom, and finally some really cute scenarios the couple could be in. While this video has not been requested and instead is something I personally enjoy, please continue to request ships in the comments below. I have a list of ships and I will attempt to get to all of them that have been requested as I go down the list. Thank you so much for your support. Let's start by taking a look at Takumi and Leo's supports. So, first support starts off. Takumi strolls in and he's like, oh gosh, it's Leo. And the two introduce each other. They're like, hey, it's our first time meeting. And Leo's like, let's get this right out in the open. We're never gonna be friends, so I'm just gonna stay there now. And Takumi's like, you know what? You're right. What a coincidence. I was thinking the same thing. And Leo's like, oh really? You were thinking the same thing? That's hella snarky. Like, okay, that's so arrogant of you. And the two continue to fight and butt heads. Takumi's like, you're a jerk. And Leo's like, you're just a whiny brat. And so then Leo is like, you know what? We're just gonna stay away from each other. But I don't know if you can handle it. And Takumi, of course, he takes that bait because Takumi is very fiery. He's like, you know what? Fine, I can leave. And so he storms off in anger, and he's like, I'm not gonna be bossed around by you, of all people. And as Takumi leaves, Leo is like, oh my god, he is insufferable. And so this first support basically begins what I like to lovingly call the enemies to friends to lovers archetype, where obviously they start out being super negative to each other, they hate each other, they fight each other, but of course there's no one they hate just like each other. Like, they have a special bond that is built purely off of them just hating each other, and they wouldn't have it any other way. So this will serve as a beautiful contrast down the line as their supports and relationship continues. So moving onward to the next support, Leo is recalling how people around the castle are now taunting him and Takumi, and he's just upset because they're nothing alike. Everyone around the castle is like, oh my gosh, you guys are the twins, you're the same person. And Leo's all pissed off like, shut the hell up, why are you comparing me to him? That is so embarrassing. And Takumi runs into him, and he's like, what are you doing, Leo? You talking to yourself because you don't have any friends? And Leo's like, well, why were you eavesdropping in the first place? Like, know your place. But Takumi just justifies himself. He's like, no. Like, I only listened in because I've been hearing the same jokes too, and I think they're annoying. And Leo's like, well, we just shouldn't let them get away with calling us the twins, because that's wrong. They're just incorrect. And so they should team up to take them down. And Takumi's like, of course, because they obviously have nothing in common, so it's just incorrect for people to be calling them the twins. And then the two of them just bond over how far they stay away from each other. And Takumi's like, I wouldn't be near you with a 12-foot pole. And Leo's like, I want to be near you with a 24-foot pole. Like, we just need to have distance from each other. And they completely agree with that. And then Leo, to test out a hypothesis he has, asks Takumi his favorite food, as Leo has read that people with similar personalities would like the same things. And Takumi answers with miso soup. And so Leo is a little bit unfamiliar with Hoshinan food and culture after, being raised in Nor. He lives a very sheltered lifestyle, obviously. And he's like, miso? Like, miso? Because his dialect just doesn't work that way. And then Takumi's like, huh? What the hell? You got a problem with that? You got a problem with that? You can't say that? Uh-huh. What's your issue? And Leo's like, no. Like, it just actually sounds similar to my favorite food, which happens to be beef stew. And he's like, oh, wait. Those are two very similar things. And then the two are like, okay, so what books do we like reading? And Leo's like, well, I like history. And Takumi's like, oh, I like history too. And then they go and continue, and they both enjoy strategy games like shogi and chess, and they're both super surprised that they have this much in common. And Takumi and Leo just can't hate each other because they both have such good taste. They both have that refined younger brother taste, you know, that pompous younger brother taste. And then they're like, you know what, we'll just hang out again. We're never gonna be best friends, but it wouldn't hurt to hang out again. So now we've reached the friend stage in the enemies to friends to lovers archetype, as the two of them have overcame their differences and now are seeking each other's company. They have such a tight bond over here, and it's easy to see their chemistry, still obviously bantering, but then realizing, you know, it's not actual, like, negative banter. It's just for colloquialism's sake, I guess. And there's also, like, a little bit of spiciness there because they're ex-rivals. Finally, in the very last support, we end up with Leo and Takumi discussing the books and recipes they've lent each other. Like, they were so close. They're like, you know, they're like, hey, read this book. Like, if, oh my gosh, if someone reads your book suggestion, like, you're in. Y'all are married now. It's true, period. And so they're both really kind and sweet to each other, and they literally praise the hell out of each other. And Leo wants to admit that they're friends, and Takumi agrees, and they both think it's super crazy and unexpected. But Leo views it as a bridge between the divide of Hoshido and Nor. And Takumi and Leo agreed that they're in it together and pledged to always have each other's backs. God. And now we've reached the lovers stage. Clearly there has been some developments behind the scenes, and it's very, very easy to see them having an extremely close bond that eventually leads to romanticism. And good for them, these bitches gay, good for them. Moving on to our next category, why do people ship it? So personally, I'm a big fan of leokumi, so I've kind of been in the leokumi fandom a little bit. So obvious answer is the enemy to friends to lovers. Like, people love the hell out of that shit. It's so good. I would die for it. It's literally so interesting. Not to mention the two parallel each other on each side of the family. So they're both the younger brother on each side of the family, and they both kind of feel overshadowed by their older brothers. So they both strive to mark themselves as, like, unique, you know? And they also have a lot of things in common. While Takumi is very emotional, Leo's emotionally cool. So the two can play off of each other, having unique back and forth. And leokumi is a popular ship when it comes to Fire Emblem States, bruh. The 50 nifty Fire Emblem States. I mean, leokumi is a very popular ship when it comes to Fire Emblem Fates. I literally see fan art of it everywhere. Hell, as of right now, there's actually over 690 works on Archive of Our Own, a very prominent fanfiction site, and they're still updating. Like, sis, it's 2020. I don't know when the hell Fire Emblem Fates came out, but oh my god, like, it stays relevant, and it's very, very easy and simple to ship, especially just after seeing the chemistry. It's kind of hard to deny. You're like, oh yeah, I could see that, you know, they get along really well, and just the reasoning is clear and it makes sense. Finally, we move on to my absolute favorite part of the video, and let me tell you, oh yeah, you're gonna love it. Welcome to scenarios. So, here's my first idea. Vampire Nor with a Vampire Leo, and then, like, human vampire killers with Hoshido, Takumi, and Leo. Forbidden love, because Leo's a vampire, and Takumi's a vampire killer, but, like, they meet each other, and they're like, damn, he's kind of hot, but at first they, like, disagree with each other, like, and then circumstances will, like, bring them together, so maybe they can overcome this divide, bruh. Also, like, everything with Vampire Leo, that's, like, the hottest thing ever. Like, you trying to tell me you wouldn't simp for Vampire Leo? Because I would. And then another one, I love this. It sounds so wholesome. We have single father Takumi with his son Kiragi meets single father Leo with his son Forest, and Takumi and Leo are forced to become friends as their children become friends. So it's like, damn, Kiragi, you really want to go over to Forest's house? Like, are you 100% sure? And Kiragi's like, yes, daddy, like, let's go over, you know? And so, obviously, Leo and Takumi are forced to sit at the table together while Forest and Kiragi run around probably Takumi's house, and they just stare at each other. But eventually, you know, they become friends, and they come to depend on each other, and then they fall in love. I could also see this pairing fighting about something so stupid, and they both get overwhelmed with the, like, emotion. They're arguing back and forth, and Takumi's like, well, it's because I like you, ah! And then they, like, kiss in a moment of frenzied passion. Ooh! This is what we like to see. Then, alright, this is a classic, I'm telling you. Takumi teaching Leo how to shoot a bow, and of course Takumi has to get all up in Leo's personal space while he's trying to shoot the bow, like, no, move your hand like this, like, oh, let me adjust it for you. And so he, like, puts his hand over Leo's and, like, guides him. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. And Leo, like, the entire time he's blushing, he's like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah. And then obviously while they're in a relationship, they bicker all the time. It's healthy banter, and it never really fades, and it also keeps their mind sharp. Like, everyone's like, oh, Leo and Takumi are just arguing again. Like, this is normal, but at the end of the day, they can always just come back to each other and joke about it. And Takumi definitely gets nightmares in the middle of the night. Like, for sure. And he'll wake up in the middle of the night, he's all like sweating, super nervous, and then Leo's like, no, it's okay, babe, like, I'm here, and he comforts him. Like, I firmly believe in Leo comforting Takumi as he get nightmares. Like, ooh. Also, I am not forgetting about the existence of Odin and Niles. They're absolutely 100% Leo's wingman, because Leo is a little bit too oblivious to get shit done properly. Like, Leo definitely overthinks the relationship, and Niles is just like, nah, man, you just gotta go for it. And so he forces the two together, and probably into very sticky situations, but he has a good heart, he has good intent. I did consider Oboro and Hinata, but however, Oboro kind of has like this one-sided love for Takumi, so I feel like that would definitely be something that she would have to overcome first, and they would definitely have to discuss it. Takumi being like, yeah, well, I don't really feel the same way, like, I'm sorry, and she's like, no, I respect that, and they can move on, move forward. And I honestly see the two of them being very good friends. Hinata's just stupid. He's just dumb. Like, I don't know if he would pick on it necessarily, but he's definitely like the person you go to for bro time. When like Takumi needs to complain about Leo, he goes to Hinata and he complains about him to Hinata, and Hinata's like, yeah, I get it. And then Sakura and Elise, they definitely do Leo and Takumi's hair. Like, braiding Takumi's hair? Ooh, that would be so cute. And they put like a bunch of accessories and flowers into Leo's hair, and you know, it's just a fun bonding time for all of them. They're like, oh, our brothers look so cute. Like, that is definitely something that happens. I'm all for it. I support it 100%. Okay, Leo and Takumi, what pet are they getting? They're getting a cat. Period. They're getting like 2 or 3 cats, and they're definitely taking care of them, and they love them. Like, Leo is definitely a cat person. Like, I see this man snuggling up with a book, maybe like Takumi on his shoulder, like his head on his shoulder, and a cat in the lap. Ugh. You just pet it while your boyfriend's on your shoulder, and like, oh, maybe this is just the life that I want. Maybe I'm just projecting at this point. Picnics in Hoshino. Under the cherry blossoms, they're sitting there together, just discussing life. It happens. This definitely happens, especially when they kind of just need to escape from the busyness of ruling their kingdoms. They're like, yeah, let's just go on a picnic. I'm here for it. And also, if we're talking about like realistically how would they get together after the war, Takumi is probably sent as an envoy to Nor to foster good relations, and then Leo and Takumi will fall in love. Obviously, this is only possible on the birthright route, but I could see envoy Takumi, and I can see Leo, especially Leo at the end of birthright, leaning on Takumi for support, for emotional support with the situation that he's thrust in at the end of it. Anyways, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did, because I adore Leo and Takumi. I love them so much, and I hope you do too. Anyways, let me know how you felt about the video in the comment section down below. I'll reply to every single comment, guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for the recent support. It's literally like, it's made my day, and I feel more motivated to post than ever, and I just value and really care for you guys. So thank you all so much. My name is Ben Optels, and I'll catch you all next time. Don't forget to subscribe.